Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live Manchester United news and latest Manchester United news transfer show, talking about Martinez to Man United, De Jong to Man United, and of course ERIKSEN and MALACIA being a done deal. MALACIA had been announced today. MALACIA did a little bit of an interview about joining Man United and why he wants to join Man United, and I will discuss some of those quotes later in the video. ERIKSEN will now be going off to Manchester for his medical, and United will be suing two of their other main targets, Martinez, who they hope to get in before pre-season tour, and would ideally like to get Martinez wrapped up within the next 24 hours to get him on the flight for pre-season tour, and Martinez pushing for a United move, and it being reported by reliable sources that Martinez prefers United over Arsenal, but also pushing on a move for Frenkie de Jong. And honestly, let me just check. I've got a notification. No, nothing about United. Every time I get a notification on my phone, I have to check in case there's any updates on United, but nothing. But of course, Frenkie de Jong, and I don't know what I titled the video because I couldn't really explain it. But I think I titled the video something like, I cannot believe what Frenkie de Jong is doing to Man United, because I cannot. Frenkie de Jong has Murtough on strings. I tell you this now, if we do not get Frenkie de Jong, we are fucked. Absolutely fucked. And Barcelona know that. We've been spending 8 weeks pursuing de Jong. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer and closer, but Barca are playing us around. De Jong still wants to stay at Barcelona and hasn't agreed personal terms despite reports that he had. And, De Jong has got United on strings. I cannot believe what he's doing to this club. We're spending 8 weeks on a player, have not looked at a single other target, and just absolutely determined to get this player. And I still believe this deal will happen. I still believe we'll get de Jong. But I tell you what, if we don't get de Jong, then it will have to be one of the most embarrassing transfer failures that this club has had. And we've had a lot of transfer failures, when we spent a whole window on Sancho and then we got in the next window. But we won't get de Jong the next window, and we've missed out on targets because of de Jong. We've been working on this guy for ages. He's Ten Hag's #1 target. We've been convinced we're going to get this guy. And imagine spending 8 weeks on a player to just not get him. Obviously, de Jong must have given Ten Hag hints that he wants to join. Otherwise, I think Ten Hag would say, stop wasting your time, because it feels like we have been wasting our time. But what I mean by I can't believe what de Jong is doing to Man United is I think we're absolutely getting played by de Jong and Barcelona. I still think the deal will happen, but it's happening on Barcelona's terms. It's happening on Frenkie de Jong's terms. It's, I think we're being taken for mugs by Barcelona. I absolutely do. I think, when you look at it, it's like Barcelona are just waiting out. I think people are saying Barcelona are waiting it out until they've got maybe their second lever activated, and Barcelona are going to sell de Jong when they're ready. But this de Jong deal is taking too long, and I cannot believe what de Jong is doing to United. I actually can't. It's driving me crazy. It's driving you crazy. It must be driving Murtough crazy, because, this de Jong situation is mugging John Murtough off. And, it's not obviously de Jong's fault. It is Barcelona's fault and all that. It's not de Jong's fault. It's not wanted at Barcelona and all of that. And as Andrew said, clearly not de Jong's fault. He'd rather stay where he is, pay a big fee, massive wages, someone that's hardly interested. And it's a bit like, if de Jong doesn't want United, then what are we doing? I still believe that I know Man United are stupid, and I know Man United are idiots in the transfer window. But I don't believe Man United are dumb enough to spend 8 weeks trying to sign a player for a massive fee that we don't know what's to come. I think de Jong, despite de Jong wanting to stay at Barca, but he knows he can't, I think de Jong must have given Erik ten Hag indications that he wants to join Man United, because if we are generally spending all this time on de Jong and he's not given any indications that he wants to join and will not leave Barcelona, then we are worse than I thought. Like, I know we're idiots in the transfer market. I know we're stupid. I just don't think we're stupid enough to spend 8 weeks on de Jong for him to say he doesn't want to come. I think he must have given Ten Hag some indication that he wants to come. I just don't think we're stupid enough to do that, if I'm being honest with you. But look, if he doesn't want to come, why are we still spending time on him? I look at this two ways. A, Man United is stupid and de Jong doesn't want to come and we're still trying. Or B, de Jong does want to come and that's why we're spending so much time on him, because we know we're going to get him and that Barcelona's playing us around. It's driving me crazy. I cannot believe what de Jong is doing to this club. De Jong is the #1 priority target. De Jong is meant to be our statement signing, but our statement signing could just be a statement of embarrassment if he mugs us off. I mean, if we get mugged off by de Jong, who is, United have been working on for ages, United are very confident they're going to sign, and every reliable journalist believe that United believe they will get de Jong. If we get mugged off by de Jong, then it is going to be one of the biggest transfer embarrassments this club has ever had, hands down. because absolutely, honestly, and as I believe so-called United Brain Trust is stupid enough. I know how stupid this club is, but I just do not want to believe we're stupid enough to spend this much money on De Jong for it to fall through. For one, United are that stupid. Anyway, this pursuit destroyed over the transfer window regardless. Honestly, they've taken all the joy out of any deal this season due to the Frenkie de Jong saga. Exactly. The only joyful deal we've really had is MALACIA because it didn't drag on for that much as well. I mean, look, it's painful. If we don't get De Jong and we lose Ronaldo, I will be miserable. I will honestly be. If we miss out on De Jong and we lose Ronaldo this summer, I'll be fuming. But if we miss out on De Jong, I will not just be fuming, I'll be embarrassing. Ronaldo wanting to leave after a season because of the lack of ambition this club shows is embarrassing. But if we seriously spend 8 weeks on Frenkie de Jong for him to stay at Barcelona, that is just as embarrassing. And I cannot take another embarrassment for United. They've embarrassed us all season with the players. They've embarrassed us so far in the transfer market. MALACIA done, brilliant. ERIKSEN done, brilliant. Hopefully Martinez can get done. But, you know, if Martinez goes Arsenal, we don't get De Jong and Ronaldo leaves, then, oh my God, we've signed, do you know what I mean? It would look awful. Thank you very much for the super chat. Barca's dragging this out. They want to milk every penny out of United. And you know what? You make a point. If you are Barcelona, you know United cannot lose on this deal. Barca want to sell De Jong. He's not in the plan, and that's been confirmed. And Barca do want the money for De Jong to get Rafinha, Bernardo Silva, Lewandowski, blah, 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 blah. But what I will say is Barcelona know we don't have a backup to De Jong. We've put all our eggs in one basket. We've gone all out for De Jong. We've missed out on targets for De Jong. And if we don't get De Jong, and we know this from all the top journalists, it's De Jong or nothing. It's De Jong. It's De Jong. Like, it's not like we've got Fabio Ruiz lined up or another good box-to-box like Goretzka lined up. We don't. We're all out for De Jong, and Barcelona know that. They know that we cannot miss out on De Jong. We've missed out on Timber and Nunes, that were his two main targets. We might be missing out on Antony, especially if Martinez leaves, which it seems bound to happen. I don't know if Ajax will sell Antony. We could be missing out on Antony as well. You know, Erik Ten Hag's missing out on all his main targets, and it would just be too embarrassing to miss out on De Jong. It'd be too embarrassing for United to take after 8 weeks on this deal. But we don't have a backup to De Jong. It's not like we're prepared if we don't get De Jong. You know, we're going to panic. It's going to be like Sancho Dortmund all over again. When we didn't get Sancho, we went and spent, 40 million on Palestri and Amad Diallo, who are two players that we want to send out alone again next season and don't plan to use. You know, the season that we desperately needed a CDM, instead of spending 90 million on the CDM, we spent 90 million on Donny, Amad and Palestri to loan them out, then brought Telles in as a last-minute panic buy. He's absolutely shite. And brought Cavani in for a last-minute panic buy that worked out for about 7 months, and then he became crap and did dressing room leagues. And it feels like it's going to be that summer all over again. And I just don't know what De Jong is doing to United. He's absolutely mugging us off. When I say De Jong, it's Barcelona. It's not even De Jong's fault. He's not wanted at Barcelona. He don't want to leave. But Barcelona are faffing about. And maybe Barcelona are trying to milk every penny from us because they know we cannot afford to miss out on this deal. It would just be too embarrassing. We don't have a backup option. We've missed out on too many deals already. The fans would be outraged. Maybe Barcelona are dragging this out for reasons as well. But honestly, Frenkie de Jong is brilliant, but focusing everything on this deal has ruined the window, said Andrew. You're absolutely spot on. De Jong has actually been agreed. The fee has been agreed. It's just United have got to sort add-ons and personal terms with De Jong. I'll tell you everything you need to know about De Jong, but I do want to get into Martinez because there's been some really interesting updates on Martinez. But Fabrizio Romano said on his Here We Go podcast today that Manchester United have reached a fixed agreement of 65 million euros, which is 56 million pounds for Frenkie de Jong 10 days ago. So obviously I said 10 days ago, I literally was like, oh guys, De Jong's this week. I generally believed that Frenkie de Jong to United 10 days ago was this week because 10 days ago we were told by Romano, Man United and Barcelona had reached a fixed agreement, £56 million fixed fee plus 20 million in add-ons. That's what we were told. But they're still working on that 20 million in add-ons. They still haven't agreed on the structure of those add-ons. They've not been agreed. And they still haven't found personal terms with De Jong. So we've agreed that we're going to have to give them 56 million up front and then 20 million euros in add-ons, which is 80 million pounds in add-ons. But we haven't agreed. After 10 days, we still haven't agreed with Barcelona how we're going to do those add-ons. And we still haven't agreed personal terms with Frenkie de Jong. And I feel like Barcelona are just dragging it out. And Barcelona are holding up the transfer window. I absolutely tell you this now. Absolute craziness. Look, we've got MALACIA, brilliant. We've got ERIKSEN, brilliant. And I think we will get Lisandro Martinez. But with Lisandro Martinez, MALACIA and ERIKSEN is a combined £60 million on 3 players, and none of them are a guaranteed starter. Now, I think MALACIA will push Shaw for the left-back spot. I think ERIKSEN will push Bruno for the cam spot. And I think Martinez will be heavily involved, whether it's centre-back or DM. But, you know, Frenkie de Jong is that player that you know what starts every game if you sign him. The other 3 players you don't know. I think they will, because I think they're better than what we have. But obviously it's all about form and all of that. And I think it's, you know, it's embarrassing how much time we're wasting on these players. But I do want to get into the Lisandro Martinez story, and then I will talk about de Jong. But Frenkie, we've been told Frenkie de Jong's close for 7 weeks. It's absolutely, honestly, guys, smash your like if you are fed up with Frenkie de Jong to Man United. If you are absolutely 100% fed up with this story, absolutely smash that like button. Let's go for 300 likes before the end of the video as well. But I want to get into Lisandro Martinez news. So basically, it's between Man United and Arsenal for Lisandro Martinez. And Lisandro Martinez, and Fabrizio Romano confirmed this, is pushing to leave Ajax, and it wants the Premier League. Now, Romano, Ornstein and Whitwell all again said that Lisandro Martinez is open to both Man United and Arsenal, but Man United seems to be his preference, as he'd like to work with Ten Hag again. We also know from Fabrizio Romano is said that Manchester United are pushing, and Erik Ten Hag is really pushing to get Lisandro Martinez in and would like him for pre-season tour, and United are working on this deal. We know from Mike Way, top-tier journalist, that we've already made a £38 million bid for Lisandro Martinez, but Ajax want a guaranteed £41 million, so we've got to up that bid by £3 million. But I think there could be some big Lisandro Martinez news coming out in the next 24 hours. I think United are really going to push to get that deal done. They want him registered by Friday. We'll have to sort of wait and see what happens with that as well. But what I will say with Lisandro Martinez to United is Ten Hag wants him. Ten Hag's pushing for him. Lisandro Martinez is pushing for the move. United have made a £38 million bid that was projected. They want £41 million, so we're very, very close. You know, once we bid the amount of money that Ajax want, then Ajax will accept that, and then we can go and agree personal terms with Martinez. Martinez open to United and Arsenal, but we are the favourites. What I think the Martinez situation is, let me just read out the super chat before I miss it. I'm just going to hold that for a second. But what I think the Martinez situation is that United and Arsenal both want Martinez, and Ajax are sort of waiting on it to see who's willing to pay the most. Ajax want to start a bidding war between Man United and Arsenal for Martinez. If Arsenal weren't interested, I think we would have got Martinez for £38 million. But the reason Ajax rejected that £38 million bid for Martinez is because they want to see if Arsenal can counter that bid. Sam says he thinks the de Jong deal will collapse. Apparently, Barcelona president is trying to make an appointment with his agent to solve a salary reduction, just using United to threaten him to reduce his wage. I mean, if that is the case, and you make a valid point there, Sam, how embarrassing would that be? How embarrassing would it be that Barcelona have played this whole time, de Jong, you know. But, I mean, first of all, using a move to United to get someone to lower their wage, first of all, are we that bad? That is embarrassing in itself. If Barcelona is generally like, yeah, no one wants to go to United, it's such a shit club, we are threatened to send our players to Man United to lower their wages. One, that's embarrassing. But two, if de Jong and Barcelona have played us like that, and if Barcelona have played de Jong like that, then you know what? It would be one of the biggest embarrassments, the biggest L this club has taken in the last few years. I honestly could not handle that. And I understand why you think like that. And I just hope that United are not that much of a mug. I think Barcelona are playing games with us to get more money out of us. They're trying to scare us into bidding more because obviously, you know, they need that money, Barcelona, and they know how desperate we are for de Jong. But if that is the case, then it's embarrassing. We do know Barcelona president said they weren't going to sell Messi. And what did they do? They got rid of Messi. So it's an interesting one because Messi was going to take a wage reduction and he still had to leave. But honestly, that would be one of the biggest L's we or anyone's ever taken in football if that was the case. I don't generally think that would be too embarrassing. Ajax are also mugging us off. They know Ten Hag wants familiar faces. They're overpricing everyone we go for. Ajax know we've got money. Ajax know we're having a poor transfer window. Ajax know we're desperate to buy someone that Ten Hag wants. And Ajax are mugging us off as well. We're being mugged off by everyone. They're hiring their price tags. They know we've got money to spend. They know we've got a list of targets that we need to deliver. And yeah, Ajax know that United and Arsenal have money, and they're playing us around as well. You know, Arsenal, you know, lost out on Rafinha. They could be losing out on Martinez. Tielemans reportedly isn't a big fan of going to Arsenal. Reports coming in they're going to lose Thomas Partey, which could give them more motivation to go for Martinez as well. I mean, You know, Arsenal could outbid us. You know, I think at the end of the day, whoever bids the most, you will have the higher chance of landing Martinez. If Man United and Arsenal are willing to bid the same, Martinez will go to Man United. But if Arsenal are willing to pay more than us for Martinez, then he will go to Martinez. Now, with the Thomas Partey situation, I don't want to speculate because there was this whole rumour that Thomas Partey, there was this whole story that a Premier League footballer for a North London club that was 29 years of age was arrested. So there was this whole tweet that came up before that saying Thomas Partey was in trouble. So people are speculating that it's Thomas Partey. I don't know that it's Thomas Partey that's been arrested. I don't know if Thomas Partey is the footballer that's been arrested. I want to say that I'm not speculating that. But Chris Wheeler or Chris Wheatley, I think it was Chris Wheatley, said that Thomas Partey did not go on pre-season tour with Arsenal and remains in London. And I don't know which footballer's been arrested, but what's been said is it's a 29-year-old footballer that plays for a North London club that was meant to be going to the World Cup, Ghana in the World Cup. One of the incidents happened in Marbella last month. Thomas Partey was in Marbella last month, and that Thomas Partey is one of the only Arsenal players not going on pre-season tour, and allegedly, according to a report that's come out. Now, again, this is not my news. This is not anything, you know, this is what's been put out by a journalist that, you know, all the boxes lead to. It could be Thomas Partey. I don't know if it's Thomas Partey. I'm not here to speculate on what has happened. At the end of the day, there's a victim at the end of the day, and the player's not being named. But what I was trying to say is if Arsenal do lose Thomas Partey, which, you know, I don't know if they are. I don't. It's just, it's the rumour that seems to be becoming a more and strong rumour because of more information being released about the identity of the suspect, and he's the only player that's ticked all the boxes so far. Especially the Marbella one. It happened in Marbella. We do know he was in Marbella, and he's not gone on to Germany with the rest of the Arsenal squad. He stayed in London, which is weird. I'm not saying that it is Thomas Partey, but what I'm trying to say is, because I don't want to speculate, I don't think it's right, is that if Arsenal do lose Thomas Partey, they could be willing to outbid us for Lisandro Martinez, because they will need a player that can play DM. Now, I know Lisandro Martinez is primarily a centre-back, but you know, he can play DM, and if Arsenal lose Partey, they will be in desperate need of a player that can do that role, and they might be willing to pay up to 50 million for Martinez, because they have to go, well, like, shit, we're in desperate need of someone to do that Partey role. There's not many replacements out there other than Declan Rice, which is out of budget. Carbon Phillips gone. You know, at the end of the day, United needs someone to do that role. We don't have anyone. But, you know, they could be willing to outbid us for Martinez because of his DM attributes as well, and his ability to play in the field. So at the end of the day, I think Ajax are playing United. I think Ajax are playing Arsenal. And I think Martinez will go to the club that's willing to pay the most for him. But what we do know is Martinez would pick United over Arsenal, which I think gives us a genuine advantage as well. Great, we signed a left back, the position we need the least amount of help besides wingers. What are the chances we sign a winger next? We'll probably sign Anthony next. Look, at the end of the day, I like the TYRELL MALACIA signing because he's a young up-and-coming fullback, and he costs a low amount. He costs, you know, he's £15 million. And, you know, Man United are planning to strengthen in every position. But I do agree with you, Michael. At the end of the day, the position that Manchester United need to address before any other position should be defensive midfield. Frenkie de Jong is not a defensive midfielder. Martinez is a centre-back. We haven't gone in for a single defensive midfielder. That has been our priority for the last 3 years and should be our number one priority this year. Carbon Phillips has gone to Man City. Man City have Rodri and got Carbon Phillips. We have no one. We've lost Matic, and we're not going for a DM. Now, I think Martinez, De Jong, and ERIKSEN is the perfect replacement for Mata, Matic, and Pogba. But we don't know if the plan is to play Martinez at a mix of midfield or defence, or we don't know if the whole plan is to play Martinez centre-back the whole time. We are not in for a DM. We should be in for a DM. I absolutely agree. I think right back is more important than left back. I'm happy with the MALACIA signing. I'm happy with the ERIKSEN signing. They're two players Ten Hag wants. They're two players I like. They're two good players. But at the end of the day, we need a right back. We need a centre back. We need a DM. We need a Pogba replacement. And if we lose Ronaldo, we need a striker. More than a left back and more than another Cam. I do agree. The two positions we've got are Cam and left back. Luke Shaw can play left back. I do rate Luke Shaw, but I think TYRELL MALACIA is perfect competition. But we've got Bruno and Donny at Cam, and now ERIKSEN. We don't have an out-and-out right winger. If Ronaldo goes, our only striker is Martial, which is fine if Martial can find form, but he hasn't been able to find form in 2 seasons now. Right back, that's questionable. Centre-back, that's questionable. But most importantly, we don't have a DM. And I 100% agree with that in a sense of, you know, we are signing left backs and cams. But at the end of the day, I like MALACIA, I like ERIKSEN, they're good signings. I have no issue with it, but we've now got to make sure that we do sign a DM, we do sign a centre back, and we do sign an attacker. For me, that's 100% what we've got to do as well. Guys, please do smash that like button if you have not already, and of course subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. If you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more, make sure you click that subscribe button, because I will be live every single evening on the channel, updating you guys on all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more. So do click that subscribe button if you do not want to miss out on any of the latest Manchester United news. Martinez is set to be done this week by Friday. That is the goal. I don't know if that's the case, but if you want to notice all the latest updates on Martinez to Manchester United, make sure you subscribe, because if we sign Martinez, I will do a live stream. If Arsenal sign Martinez, I will do an angry rant video. If we've agreed personal terms with Martinez, there'll be a live stream. For now, we know that Man United want the Martinez deal wrapped up by Friday. We know that Martinez is pushing to leave Ajax, and we know that Erik ten Hag is pushing to get Martinez in ASAP, which means I think there will be a strong update on Martinez to United this week. So make sure you subscribe for that. But all the latest on De Jong as well, do subscribe. I'm still confident that United will get De Jong and that we're being played by Barcelona. But I do think there will be a big De Jong update come out this week, because I just don't think that saga can drag out any longer. So whether it's De Jong rejecting us, you get a rent. Whether it's De Jong in personal terms, then I'll be live straight away to let you guys know that the deal is happening, if we know that's happening. We also know we will be making moves to Antony later in the transfer window. We will be looking at a right back and some attacking options for striker if Ronaldo leaves. So if you want to know all the latest on Ronaldo leaving, all the news, do subscribe and smash a like. I will also be doing watch-alongs to the pre-season games as well. We'll get to see TYRELL, MALACIA and ERIKSEN in action for pre-season, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of LISANDRO, Martinez and FRENKIE de Jong as well, because that would be really, really nice to see. But I want to get back into the news. I want to get back into what's been come out and said as well. So yes, breaking United, Antony deal finally agreed. De Jong's agent to sign Martinez. I absolutely wish, mate. I wish if we don't sign De Jong and a DM by the end of July, I want a journalist to ask Erik ten Hag why they haven't signed a midfielder when it's the most important position where United lack. I agree with you. I think, the problem is, what annoys me about a lot of journalists is they ask the wrong question. Like last season, they'll be asking questions about De Gea and Ronaldo. We don't want to know questions about De Gea and Ronaldo. We want to know questions about Maguire and Scott McTominay and why they've been poor. Honestly. I hope we get a DM and De Jong in. Even if it's Martinez that plays DM, who is a centre-back, we need at least 2 more players to play in midfield. And midfield's the #1 priority. And ten Hag hasn't got a midfielder yet as well. Arsenal dropped their interest in Martinez, now returned to Savic, which is good news for United. That was reported, but I can't remember if the person that reported that was reliable. And why are we talking of CDMs when ten Hag doesn't use them? Well, he does, but he plays like a defensive-minded midfielder. We're talking about a player that can play deeper while FRENKIE de Jong advances, because Fred and McTominay can't do that. I'm not talking out-and-out CDM where they're a Declan Rice, but a player that would allow de Jong to move forward, because Fred and McTominay don't give you that. Kessie did join Barcelona yesterday. De Jong deal's been very close for the past 3 weeks. Greedy Glazers. I absolutely understand your frustration as well. I really think we'll get 5 this window. It's just slow. It'll be up to August 31st. I agree. The plan is MALACIA and ERIKSEN done. The plan is Martinez next, followed by De Jong, and the 5th and final signing to be a striker or Antony. So I don't know what the situation is with that, but I will say I think they're the 5 signings we want to get. I don't know if they're the 5 signings that we will get as well. I've just got to quickly reply to this, but make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe down below if you're new as well. Barcelona must sell Depay first before De Jong can join United. Why do Barcelona need to sell Depay for De Jong to join United? I don't know why Barcelona are massively holding up this De Jong to Man United deal. I don't know what Barcelona are playing around doing, and I don't know why they're holding up the United deal as well. Got to run, Alice. Great channel. Thank you very much for the support, Ryan. Savic linked to anyone is not much comfort. Yeah, you make a good point there, Andrew. Savic is just linked to everyone as well. Reports of United wanting Asensio, yet he could join. I feel like Asensio is just unwanted goods from Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure he plays on the left as well. Asensio. I swear he's a left winger. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This guy barely plays. I haven't watched this guy play in a while. Marco Asensio's stats. Marco Asensio plays left wing mostly. Can play right wing. Can play cam. I mean, look, if Ten Hag wants Asensio, fine, get him. But I've seen a few links with United to Asensio, of United going in for Asensio. The reason I haven't really spoke about it is because I'm not the biggest fan of him, and the links haven't been strong. But to be fair, he scored 10 goals in La Liga last season and only played 2,000 minutes and mostly played as a right winger. He got 9 goals and 1 assist in 30 games as a right winger. Like, I mean, look, he's not one of Real Madrid's go-to starters. He's basically started. He started about 20 games last season. I'm not opposed to Asensio joining United to play right wing, but only if it's who Ten Hag wants. But I just think, look, I don't know. I don't watch that much La Liga, but when I'm thinking of Real Madrid wingers, I'm thinking of Rodrigo and Vinicius. I'm not thinking of Asensio, if I'm being 100% honest. And people saying he's injury prone as well. Liverpool seem to also be interested in him. I know they've lost Sadio Mane, but I think Diaz is that Sadio Mane replacement that's coming early, right, as well. Someone said David De Gea, Varane, Martinez, MALACIA, ERIKSEN, De Jong, Bruno, Fernandes, Anthony, Sancho, Ronaldo. I mean, look, I will talk about Ronaldo to United and the situation with Ronaldo and United in just a second. If De Jong doesn't want to come, then fine by me. United should walk away. Yeah. If United are going to walk away from the De Jong deal, they better do it soon, because this deal cannot drag out for another 2 weeks for it to be rejected. The thing is, United cannot walk away from the De Jong deal because De Jong and Barcelona are in a situation of power that United do not have any targets, and United desperately need this deal to go through, having missing out on Timber and Nunes, and maybe even missing out on Anthony. Alice, if Chelsea do want Ronaldo, what do you think? Straight swap for Timo Werner? I would take Timo Werner at Man United. Okay, people will laugh at me. People will go, what are you on about? I'm not going to lie. I rate Timo Werner. I like Timo Werner. And I think Timo Werner is a good player. Now, a lot of people are going, what is this girl on? She's absolutely deluded. She's talking out her absolute arse. I don't think Timo Werner is a Ronaldo replacement. I mean, look at the goals Ronaldo scored in the Prem compared to Timo Werner. He's not, but if you were saying, at the end of the day, Timo Werner's young, he's energetic, he played for Leipzig, he can press, he can play on the wing, he's a versatile attacker, and he's got a lot of years left in him. Long term, Timo Werner for Ronaldo could benefit United long term. But next season, I think if Ronaldo stayed, he'd do more for us next season than if Timo Werner came. But I will say this, I rate Timo Werner. I do not care that he can't finish. I think he's a good player. I think that at the end of the day, all of Chelsea's strikers seem to not be able to finish. Morata went to Chelsea, oh my God. Lukaku went to Chelsea, oh my God. And Werner went to Chelsea, oh my God. Chelsea are cursed when it comes to strikers. I generally think if Werner came to United, he'd be good. I think Chelsea are bloody be the only team that can ruin Ronaldo. Because I tell you this now, I know Man United are the club that ruins players. But, when was the last time Chelsea had a striker that did well? Drogba. Okay, you can say Diego Costa, because Torres never worked out. Morata never worked out. Lukaku never worked out. And Werner was never that player. Chelsea are cursed with strikers. And obviously United are cursed with a lot of players. But, people are laughing about Timo Werner. But I do really like Timo Werner. Everyone's thinking I'm crazy. I'm not saying that he's going to replace Ronaldo or all of that, but I wouldn't say no to Werner to United. But that is just one of my unpopular opinions where everyone's going to be laughing. Everyone's going to be laughing at me as well. But Costa was a good one, as Diego said. Alice, I don't think Ten Hag has any pull. The only pull he has is just to raid his old clubs for players. I disagree. At the end of the day, getting MALACIA over Leon, that is the Man United pull, okay? Getting Frenkie de Jong is the Ten Hag pull. Now, de Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona, but de Jong, if we get de Jong, I think that is because he wants to play under Ten Hag. If de Jong is going to leave Barcelona, he'll go to United because he'll link up with Ten Hag, okay? Martinez, again, you make a point, ex-club. He will choose United over Arsenal because of his ex-club. I do think Ten Hag has pull. I generally do think Ten Hag has pull. I just think because we're not in the top 4, it doesn't help. I think there's a lot of players that, us and Arsenal in the same situation. We're both in the Europa League, but more players will choose us over Arsenal. Despite Arsenal finishing above us last season and being better than us last season, if we are competing with Arsenal for players, we will win that competition. And maybe that is the Ten Hag pull because he's more established than Arteta. Maybe not. But I think Ten Hag has pulled. We've got MALACIA. Anthony wants to come. Martinez wants to come. But I think, and we wouldn't get De Jong if it wasn't for Ten Hag. De Jong would be going Chelsea or PSG or City. But yeah, Wilfred Zaha to United. It just didn't work before. I wouldn't try it again. But I do rate him. But if Ronaldo went, it's not who I want, but I wouldn't be mad about it. Hey, what about swap Ziyech? We need someone on the right wing. I agree. Ziyech is linked to AC Milan. Ziyech's injury prone, hasn't been at it for a while. Does spam hero balls, which could be frustrating because we've got Bruno. However, he was brilliant under Ten Hag, especially. I remember Ajax versus Chelsea, and Ziyech was balling, and Ziyech was balling against Tottenham. He was brilliant under Ten Hag, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. But Ziyech's the type of player. If Chelsea said you can have Ziyech on loan for a year, I'd say yes, and then and if it didn't work out, or if he was crap on loan, I'd go for Antony next summer when he's going to be 40 million and not 70 million. Ziyech's that type of player where it would almost be, I'd almost like for a season-long loan if we can't get Antony. But he's a risk with his injuries and his age and all of that as well. United needs Scamacca. If we lose Ronaldo, the striker I want to get is Scamacca. I 100% will be going for Scamacca if we lose Ronaldo. I don't know who you guys are interested in going for. Someone spoke about Nkunku. Nkunku's extended his contract at RB Leipzig, so he will not be for sale this summer. But Nkunku will be on the market with, I believe, a £60 million release clause for next summer. So maybe Nkunku's the versatile forward we go for next summer. But good that Kante Ronaldo swap. Nashrish. Well, I don't know if I said your name right. Said he would take a Kante Ronaldo swap. I personally wouldn't. I think Kante's at the end of his game. Although we do desperately need a CDM, I personally wouldn't. It's hard to swap Ronaldo because at the end of the day, what Ronaldo brought to us last season, I don't think many players could bring to us this season. And honestly, if I was going to swap Ronaldo for a Chelsea player, I'd swap him for Reece James. I generally would. I mean, if you were going to swap Ronaldo for a Chelsea player, let me know in the chat who would you swap him for? Because personally, myself, the only one I would consider is generally Reece James. And I know Ronaldo's 37, and I know he's only going to be here for one more year, but what Ronaldo gave us last season, I just don't think that anyone can give us that this season. We need Ronaldo gives you 20 goals. I don't know who's going to come in and get where the 20 goals are going to come from, because honestly, I just think unless even if Martial finds form, does he get 20 goals? And people will say, look, we came second without Ronaldo. We scored so many goals without Ronaldo. Blah, 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 blah. And I get that. But and people saying just let Ronaldo go, he wants to go, and I get that. But I just think if we lose out on Ronaldo, it will be a bigger miss than people are saying. I saw a tweet today by the United Way 777, and he made a really good point. He said, I'm actually surprised that we haven't gone for the CDM, Ibrahim Sangare from PSV Eindhoven. This guy has some real quality in the midfield, and we could sign him for 25 million, which is a bargain. And I absolutely agree with that. I'm surprised we've barely been linked to Sangare, especially considering the state of our midfield as well. It's come out from Simon Collins about the Argentinian Lisandro Martinez, saying that Arsenal and Man United are both expected to hold further talks with Ajax this week over a deal for the centre-back Lisandro Martinez, with both clubs eager to wrap up the move before they depart for pre-season tours. We know that Arsenal has departed for pre-season tour today, so maybe, Lisandro Martinez does seem more United-bound as well. A cheeky stat on MALACIA to United is that TYRELL MALACIA registered an expected threat of 4.41 in the Eredivisie last season, which was the most of any defender. So the most threatening defender in the Eredivisie last season was TYRELL MALACIA. So I think that's quite an interesting stat as well. But the news coming out is that Lisandro Martinez has told Ajax he wants to move to the Premier League, and he wants Ajax to wrap up the time. Just wait, Ten Hag's plan given time. 100%, all us fans, even if we have a poor season, even if we're not looking great, we've got to give Ten Hag time. He's got a plan. And Reece James and Timo Werner, who are you and what have you done with the real Alice? Well, they're the only Chelsea players I absolutely rate. I'm 100% being honest. People spoke about Tammy Abraham. He's one of those players, but he's really good in the Serie A, but I don't know if he's going to cut it in the Prem. But I do like Tammy Abraham. Rahul says Kai Havertz to United. I like Kai Havertz, but again, he's very hit and miss. He's good some games and invisible other games as well. But I mean, look, if you were going to take a Chelsea player to United, who would you take as well? It's Ten Hag, not Ten Hag. Oh, I know it's Ten Hag, but it's just in my head. I was saying Ten Hag originally, so then I just get used to saying Ten Hag instead of Ten Hag because it's only one A. If it was Ten HAAG, it's HAG. If it's HAG, it's HAG. And it's one of my bad habits. Just like McTominay and McTominay. It's like when I just get used to pronouncing it the wrong way, because it's like the tiniest thing, you know, it's just, it's stuck in your head. But I do want to get into the news stories, guys, as well. But what I want to show you is something on my screen. I got something beautiful to show you. It is the boy TYRELL MALACIA with the new manager ERIKSEN. I'm just going to take a quick drink of water as well. A good point here from Andrew. Anyone we are linked to who could replace Ronaldo is incredibly underwhelming, and you make a solid point as well. But yes, Erik, 10 months. I love that. But let's get into the news. So the lovely TYRELL MALACIA with the lovely Erik ten Hag, and that's picture of the day. So smash a like for picture of the day on the screen. That is our left back, better than Roberto Carlos, better than Roberto Carlos. I've watched 2 minutes of him on YouTube, and I can tell you this now: TYRELL MALACIA is the world's greatest ever left back. He's going to make Robertson look like Alex Telles. He's going to go down as the best left back of all history. TYRELL MALACIA. I'm joking. Just because I know someone's going to think I'm being serious. But I do really rate TYRELL MALACIA. We got David saying, evening all, that's entered the chat. And Steve says, next Tuesday's Ten Hag's first game, but 1 month to his first competitive game. Good point. I will do a watch along for Man United versus Liverpool next week for the pre-season game as well. And our social media team's an absolute joke. They can never read a room. You make a solid point there. Some said the same about Maguire, and look at him now. I mean, to be fair, some said when we signed Maguire, we signed the next Van Dijk, and we could say that was definitely not the case. I know Maguire's been very good for opposing teams this season as well. I don't know if any of you guys watch Speed on YouTube. He's quite funny. And when he read the news that Ronaldo was leaving Man United, he always calls him Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire. He was like, Ronaldo's leaving. It's Harry Maguire's fault. It's Harry Maguire's fault. Harry Maguire. Why do you do this? And you know what? Obviously, it's not Maguire's fault Ronaldo's leaving. I mean, it could be. I mean, Maguire's cost us a few games, but Maguire single-handedly didn't cost us top 4. It was not just on Maguire. There's about 8 other players that were shocking as well. Some people are saying, oh, it's Maguire's fault, but it's a bit of a funny joke. But I want to get into some of the news as well. Ronaldo's viewed as a traitor to coming back to Man United, expecting to win. How can Ronaldo be a traitor? Ronaldo came and played for us 4 days after he lost his child. You know, he's got, you know, just because he's not shown up to training, which has been proved because of family issues, not because nothing to do with him wanting to leave. Everyone's saying, oh, Ronaldo's, you know, disrespectful to United. Mate, he lost a kid and he played a few days later. I personally disagree as well. And Bolo, I haven't heard much about him lately. Still having nightmares about Brighton. I'm still having nightmares about Brighton as well. I can't get over that. And MALACIA is only 12. Well, he's just gonna, you know, if it was only 12, I don't think he'd be playing. But he's very young. He's very young as well. But what has the young done? It's more Barcelona. Barcelona have got Man United on strings over this deal, but just getting played like a fiddle. And I still think the deal's going to happen, but we're absolutely getting played like a fiddle. I tell you this now as well. But I haven't actually got really into the news because your girl has just been waffling this live stream. So I do apologise. But now I'm going to get into the news and end the waffling. But before, make sure you smash that like button. Guys, smash that like button. But of course, subscribe. If you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Please do go ahead and subscribe to Alice Talks Football. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and more, please do subscribe. I go live every single evening on the channel, keeping you guys up to date with all the latest news, transfer news, and more. I'm going to get to the Martinez news and exactly what's been said. Martinez, Man United wants it to be a done deal by Friday. So what is happening with Martinez to United? All the latest on if Ronaldo's going to stay or go. If you want to stay up to date on that, subscribe. If we have any updates on more updates on Ronaldo leaving, I will let you guys know. If it's confirmed Ronaldo's going to leave, I will be live. Okay, if we sign another player, I'm live. If we sell a player, I'm live. If there's any breaking news updates, I'm live. Anthony, Martinez, De Jong, all the latest. I'm live, so do subscribe. But I'm also going to be live this time next week for a watch along from Man United versus Liverpool, TYRELL first pre-season game. And then after that game, I will be doing an analysis on the match, who looked good in pre-season. So I'll be doing pre-season reviews, watch alongs, and transfer news videos. So lots to come on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed as well. We are currently 35 subscribers away from 40.7k, which is lovely. Just soon we've got a cheeky super chat here from Rob. Big up, Rob. Thank you very much for the support. I love some of you folks. Top shelf. Sorry I haven't been saying much. This window has been depressing. Like, sub, share. 50k by kickoff. Big up, Alice. Thank you very much, Rob, for the super chat. Always appreciating the support on the channel. Hopefully, this De Jong saga will be over soon, but it's winding me up. It's killing me. And as I said by the title, I cannot believe what De Jong is doing to Man United. De Jong has this club on strings. It is driving me crazy as well. So big up everybody who is supporting the channel as well. But let's get into the news as well. So Barca mugging us off and trying to cash rope us. Yes, they are. So, De Jong to Manchester United. Okay, here's everything you need to know on De Jong to Man United. Okay, but just going to throw this out. So, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed today that Manchester United and Barcelona are still in contact regarding the Frenkie De Jong transfer, and the structure and add-ons are still to be sorted, and personal terms are still to be discussed between De Jong and United. Fabrizio Romano then said Manchester United have a fixed agreement of 65 million euros for Frenkie De Jong. This was happened 10 days ago, but the structure of the add-ons has not yet been agreed, which is 20 million euros, but they've not agreed the structure of how they would do this, and they also need to find an agreement. Man United and Barcelona are saying they need time to find an agreement over this transfer. That is what's happening. We've agreed a fixed fee with Barcelona. We haven't done personal terms with De Jong because he doesn't want to leave, and we can't agree add-ons with Barcelona. That is the situation. Romano said from what he's told, it's very unlikely that Frenkie De Jong will reduce his salary and stay at Barcelona. He does want to stay at Barcelona, but that does not mean he will reduce his salary because he has an agreement on it. So there are reports that if De Jong reduces his salary, he can stay at Barca. But Romano is saying from what he's been told, it seems unlikely. So De Jong is going to have to leave Barcelona, whether he likes it or not. But let's get into the Lisandro Martinez news. Let's get into the Lisandro Martinez story, because this is the deal that's most likely to happen. De Jong, I'm telling you this, guys, and I hate to say it, De Jong is probably going to drag on for another week. Honestly, I don't want it to, but this De Jong saga is going to drag. It's going to drag. It's going to drag. It's Manchester United. It's the Sancho saga 2.0. But hopefully it won't end quite like the Sancho saga 2.0 ended. Because I tell you what, if it ends like Sancho saga 2.0, then Manchester United, have you not learnt your lesson from Dortmund 2 years ago? Silliness. But Martinez is a deal that's set to be wrapped up. Martinez is a deal that is looking very, very good. So let's get into the Martinez story. Lisandro Martinez, United, Arsenal, battling it out for Lisandro Martinez, and Manchester United have appeared to have edged ahead of Arsenal in the race for Lisandro Martinez. Chris Wheeler says United are ahead of Arsenal in the race for Martinez. Ornstein Whitwell also saying that United seem to be Martinez's preferred destination. You know, if Arsenal and Man United both give Ajax £43 million, it's been said Martinez would choose United. Okay. Fabrizio Romano, the Donner transfers, has said that Erik ten Hag wants Manchester United to be fast on the Lisandro Martinez deal. The player is pushing to leave Ajax. Romano confirms ten Hag's pushing United at fast on this deal, and Martinez is pushing to leave Ajax. So I believe there's going to be some major updates on Martinez to Manchester United, or maybe even Arsenal if we fuck it around too much, very, very soon. I'm talking hours. I'm talking less than 24 hours. I think we're going to get a big update. Honestly, I'm confident about it. So make sure you subscribe so you're up to date with all the latest news. Romano's also said Erik ten Hag has been clear with the Manchester United board. He wants Martinez after MALACIA and ERIKSEN, and Martinez is now next on the list as well. So look, Martinez next on the Manchester United list. Erik ten Hag, you know, it's been clear to United board. Now he's got MALACIA and ERIKSEN done. We need to go for Martinez. Again said by Fabrizio Romano. And Laurie Whitwell said, again, Lisandro Martinez has reiterated to Ajax his desire to leave during a meeting on Monday. And Manchester United want to wrap up this move before going on tour. Erik ten Hag, again, and Romano said that Erik ten Hag is convinced that Lisandro Martinez is the perfect player for his project. And United are very confident they will sign him. Ten Hag wants the club to be fast on this deal. So bish, bash, bosh. United favourites to get Martinez. United wants to wrap it up and Martinez wants to come to United. So unless Arsenal are willing to pay more money for us, more money than us, I think he is ours. Unless Arsenal were going to outbid us for Lisandro Martinez, I think there's strong chances that he is ours. We've got a little bit of a notification about Cristiano Ronaldo. Laurie Whitworth spoke about Ronaldo wanting away from Manchester United and a pay cut and all of that. But you know, there's still no updates on Ronaldo leaving. It's just that he wants to leave and Bayern and Chelsea are interested. So we do need to keep an eye on the Ronaldo leaving situation. There are rumours of Dybala and Neymar United bound, but I don't think they will happen. I don't think they're the type of player profiles on Erik ten Hag's list as well. If Harry Maguire convinces Ronaldo to stay somehow, that'll be a big weight off his slap. If Maguire does that, I wouldn't say he's redeemed himself, but he's gone up in my books. But I don't think he will, because I think if Maguire's going to lose captaincy, it'll be to do with Ronaldo as well. But big up Lisandro Martinez. Smash a like on the video, guys, if you want to see Lisandro Martinez at Manchester United next season, because I want to see him. But it sounds weird. I know Martinez is a centre-back. I really do know Martinez is a centre-back. But I really want to see Martinez in the midfield, because we've had Fred and Bruno for a whole season. We've had to watch Fred and Bruno. And imagine De Jong, Martinez and Eriksen in the balance. And I like Fred and Bruno. And I don't mind MURTOUGH as a bench player because he's got the right attitude. But, you know, De Jong, Eriksen and Martinez is better than Fred and Bruno. Now, I think Bruno is better than Eriksen. I will still say that. I think Fred's a good player. I really do like Fred. But, you know, the midfield just completely transforms for me. Completely transforms. United announcing MALACIA, like you've got to like it. Robin van Persie sending some lovely messages to MALACIA. But I want to talk about MALACIA's first interview and comments MALACIA has made about joining Manchester United. Smash the like as if it was the Glazers' face. Well, don't hurt your phone though. Don't hurt your computer. But yeah, smash the like button if you hate the Glazers. Smash the like button if you want the Glazers out. Because I think if I was smashing the like button and it was the Glazers' face, it'd be like, boof. Well, actually, I wouldn't actually punch the Glazers. That is assault, but I don't like them. But guys, I've got a little thing to get into. Let me read this. I forgot to say this. De Jong's fiance, his recent fiance, Frankie De Jong's recent fiance, has liked to comment about living in Manchester soon. So someone commented on De Jong's post about him and his fiance moving to Manchester soon, and De Jong's fiance did like that comment. So let's not read into things too much, but that is a little something. But James Garner is reportedly in Erik ten Hag's plans, and there's a video clip that's gone around on social media of Ten Hag having one-on-one chats with James Garner and his passing, and that Ten Hag seems to be very, very impressed with James Garner. So look, maybe James Garner's in the plan. Because Dean Henderson has gone to Nottingham Forest, James Garner is now unable to return to Nottingham Forest on loan, because there's a new rule where you can only send out basically one player to a club on loan. So we can only give Nottingham Forest one player on loan. So now we've given them Dean Henderson on loan. We can't give them Garner on loan. So Garner can no longer go to Nottingham Forest on loan. So maybe Garner's in Ten Hag's plans. I get the impression that Ten Hag wants to watch Garner on pre-season, see what he can do. And if he can't guarantee Garner regular Premier League football, I think Garner will have a Premier League loan to the likes of Southampton, maybe Brighton, because they've lost Basuma. I'm not 100% sure as well. But let me show you this. Let's share the cheeky screen again. Don't know why I'm calling it the cheeky screen. Honestly, don't ask me why. But this is what I wanted to share with you guys. It's someone tagged me in this. They said Frankie's new fiance Mickey liked to comment about them going to be living in Manchester soon. So this is the tweet. So obviously someone's commented on Frankie De Jong's thing. You guys are living closer soon at Manchester. Doesn't make sense, but you know, Frankie De Jong's fiance has liked it. So I mean, I don't know. We can read into this. Of course, we're going to overly read into this, but he has. De Jong, Sangari, Tielemans, Eriksen, Selmuk, Fred, and Maguire. I'd keep Fred. I'd keep Fred for depth, and I'd actually, because we've got no centre backs, I would keep Maguire for one more season for depth, but I wouldn't start him. But it'd be nice to get rid of all the deadwood of our club as well. Good news, De Jong's fiance. De Jong's fiance is the new Fabrizio Romano. You know when Rashford was like, yes, X, to is Sancho going to United? Well, De Jong's fiance is doing a little bit of an announcement here. De Jong's fiance might as well go on Twitter and go, here we go. But no, not actually, we're not being serious. But I did think that was quite funny. So look, you will see me read into things, of course we read into things, but yeah, it is what it is as well. But here, this is the news about De Jong. I'll just get that on the screen because I can't be asked to get something else up. That Frenkie de Jong doesn't want to reduce his salary at Barcelona, but he wants to stay at the club in the current conditions, which is not going to happen. That's impossible. So the De Jong deal to United is still on and confirmed by Romano. Something in that, I reckon. Yeah, there's something. I don't know if we're getting played. I don't know at all, but there is something in that as well. I don't think Maguire will be benched. Martinez, Varane, and Lindelof could all be ahead of Maguire in the pecking order, but I think Martinez could be playing midfield. I think that Varane could pick up injuries, so I think we will see Maguire play. If Maguire finds form, it is what it is. If Maguire's poor, he's poor. De Jong return home to the Netherlands and not Spain. That's a very good point there. It's a very good point there. Slow news day as well. Daniel says he loves it when Romano goes, here we go. Instead of De Jong, what other player should we buy? I would go for Fabio Ruiz, but United are not into him. But TYRELL MALACIA opened up about joining United. MALACIA said that he always followed Manchester United because of Robin van Persie, who was obviously a Feyenoord player, played at United, and obviously MALACIA being a Feyenoord boy, loved Robin van Persie. TYRELL MALACIA spoke about Ten Hag, and he said Mr. Ten Hag is a very good trainer, also a warm person. I had a good conversation with him, and I have a really good feeling about him. MALACIA said in the youth at Feyenoord, we played in a youth tournament at Manchester United, and I said I will come here one day, and now that dream has come true, which is lovely. You know, he's always dreamed of playing for United. MALACIA says, yes, he knows he's still young and will continue to develop, but he promises Manchester United fans that he will leave everything on the pitch every time he plays in a red shirt, which is something that we definitely didn't have last season. And, you know, you can tell with MALACIA, you know, it's not the biggest name, but when you're a young player, then you've made your first move to a big league and you want to prove yourself, he's going to give it his all on the pitch for Man United as well. And MALACIA says he knows Ten Hag from playing against his teams in the Eredivisie and the qualities that he has and what he's going to demand from his players, and that he's all excited to join Manchester United, which is brilliant news. Get Antony to United. I think if we're going to do that, it's going to happen late in the window because of his injury. We can't get him on pre-season tour. I think we want to get Dior and Martinez and a second goalie wrapped up for pre-season. And then I think late in the window, August, we'll go for an Anthony, potentially even a Ronaldo replacement if he leaves as well. I'm guessing Ten Hag does not rate Sangare much. We would have been linked to him by now. He's familiar with the player. And you do make a solid point there as well, which is a shame. I think he's a good player, but Ten Hag's watched him more than we have as well. To be honest, Barca have shown massive disrespect to Frenkie. Never using him to his potential, rather starting at old and slow Busquets, and now they're trying to cop out his salary. If I was Frenkie de Jong, I'd want to leave Barcelona. You're obviously not wanted. They're throwing you under the bus. They've announced you're not wanted. They've told you you're not wanted. Why do you want to stay somewhere where you're not wanted? I mean, look, I know Man United are crap, but we're not that bad, de Jong. Like, I wouldn't even get why, you know, de Jong. Look, De Jong staying at Barcelona, it's like a boy being cheated on 6 times by his girlfriend and still wanting to stay with that girl. I mean, come on. She cheats on you 6 times. I mean, she cheats on you once, it's bad, but if she cheats on you 6 times, it's dreadful. Get some self-respect. And, you know, Barcelona have made it clear they don't want De Jong. They're saying, we're not going to play you in your preferred position. You're not our preferred midfielder. We've got loads of midfielders. You know, you're going to have to reduce your salary. Fuck off, De Jong. De Jong staying at Barcelona is like staying with a girlfriend that's cheated on you 6 times. I mean, it's just muggy, isn't it? You know, it's just embarrassing. Like, honestly, have some self-respect. That's what I think about it as well. You're wanted at Man United. Just, you know, he's like a girl. He's like a girl, De Jong. There's, you know, De Jong's got a girl that don't want him, and then he's got a girl that really wants, and not a girl. Yeah, a girl. De Jong's got a girl that don't want him, and De Jong's got a girl that really, really wants him. Let's say he's a young lad dating, okay? He will go for the girl that don't want him. And it's just like, you know, when there's a girl looking for a boy, not that this has anything to do with football, girls, there's the nice boy who shows them attention saying, I'm going to give you everything. And then you get the dickhead boy saying, I don't want you, I just want a shag. Girls normally go for the dickhead boy that wants a shag. You know, Man United want you, De Jong. Barcelona don't. Don't go to dickhead Barcelona. Stay at United. That is my thoughts on it. Explain that in the worst way, in the most irrelevant way ever. But that's how I feel about the situation. And on that note, we are going to wrap up the live stream because no breaking news has happened today other than the main news story of today's video is, one, Barcelona and De Jong are playing United and United are being embarrassed by it, but I still believe the De Jong deal will happen. But we're mugging off Murtough. We're playing around with it. Barcelona aren't going to sell De Jong until they've activated the second lever. Let's be honest. Barcelona playing us around, being a bit muggy. That's the main story today. I still think De Jong will happen. But the other story is Martinez. Martinez will choose United over Arsenal. So as long as Arsenal don't bid us, I think Martinez is ours. So that is the news. That is the story. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe down below if you're new. Make sure you share the video and all of that. But guys, we're also 30 subscribers away from 40.7k. So if you're not subscribed, it's absolutely free to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, so please do. But thanks everybody for tuning into this video. Smash your like if you're annoyed about the De Jong saga. Smash your like if you're fed up with the De Jong saga. Because I tell you what, I'm fed up with this. And smash your like if you want Martinez. But thanks everybody for tuning into this stream. Big up everybody that tuned in. Someone mentioned Timber. Don't think it's going to happen, but I'd like him. Martinez, I think, will happen. But yeah, road to 50k. See you next time.